can't he just buy Disney? Maybe not Disney. Maybe Disney's not the answer. Maybe you just want a broadcast network. I mean, think about it. MSNBC's entertaining for sure. You get all those cable assets, but you get weighed down a little bit with those cable assets. I'm not saying he shouldn't do it. He should, if nothing else, than to see what would happen, mind you. But there may be some opportunity, if you would, with ABC. ABC does present kind of an interesting choice because I'm not sure what the valuation would be, but you would get the broadcast network, and there's some value in the broadcast network. I mean, think about it. Cable doesn't quite have as much value because guess what? All the cable companies have deals with the cable companies. So the cable news networks and entertainment networks are paid a certain amount of money by all these cable subscribers and cable companies. And because of those deals, you don't get to do things like I'm doing right here. You can't stream. You're not allowed to. And as a result of that, you may not have as much flexibility with the business. Notice that Comcast, NBC, wants to keep its broadcast unit and wants to spin off all the cable units. There's a reason for that. It wants to keep Peacock, its streaming network. It wants to keep its broadcast network because it can spin off everything else, keep it away from the main company, and keep the businesses that might have some value. I mean, if you think they have value, that's a big if, right? But you can almost feel the temperature going up over on The View these days. I think I have a soundbite from today, in fact. And it seems as though Whoopi Goldberg is now being very fearful of what exactly to say. She's kind of keeping quiet for a little bit, getting a little bit ornery on set. You know, it's like catfight after catfight. But here, watch her today.
Yeah. But when the exit polls were taken, the 92% of black women that voted for the vice president said that the number one issue for them was January 6th and the fall of democracy. Yeah. So there were some voters that felt that that was very, very important.
And if I could respond, because I do think that's a valid point. Donald Trump was never on message this election. We talked about it constantly. But he still won because he had ads that were on message, that were being blasted all over TV. So people were still hearing it. Here's how he's going to bring down the cost of living. Here's what he's going to do for you. So we're all thinking like, oh, he's talking about cats and dogs and crazy stuff. But a lot of voters who aren't tuning into the day-to-day news are seeing these targeted ads that are reaching them where they are.
Fear-mongering ads about trans people.
But then some are
a lot of scapegoating.
Majority of his were about the economy.
A lot of scapegoating. And every autocrat throughout history has found a scapegoat. And that's what he did.
Autocrat? Think about that, guys. He's now an autocrat, according to the ladies on The View. Let's continue.
Yeah, I mean, there's no way around that. That is true.
That is true, says Whoopi. And then she catches herself. It's as though there's a producer in her ear saying, guess what? Careful, careful. Bob Iger might be listening, the CEO of Disney. And gosh darn it, Elon, goodbye, ABC.
I don't have anything to say about it. You know, I'm not going to go back and say, oh, we should have, they should have, if you should have, would have, could have. It didn't happen.
Yeah.
What I'm waiting for now is I want to see all this heat around, oh, you want to talk about the police.
It's like she got the producer note. She's like, I got to wait and see. I got to wait and see. After she just agreed with the autocrat comment saying that's for sure, right?
Who are policing, because y'all never talked about that before. You didn't mention that. You kept saying, oh, this person marched here, or this person did this. There was a lot of hazarai about a lot of stuff that really didn't have anything to do with what I was interested in. I voted for everyone else because I thought we were all wanted peace for our brothers and sisters
and a democracy
in this joint. So, you know, other people didn't vote for that. So now all I can do is wait and see what he does, and that will inform what I do. But I know Eddie.
Okay. So, you know, this is a woman who clearly is very worried, if you ask me, about her job. I mean, this is why she's, you know, she goes in and then she retreats and says, okay, we got to wait and see. Same exact thing actually happened in yesterday's show where she got after one of her colleagues saying, hey, no, wait a second, you got to wait and see. It's as though somebody somewhere told her.
I think what we're all saying is we're going to sit and watch. We're going to wait and see because we can't do anything else except.
I'm not going to wait and see. I mean, this guy is told us he's a retribution. He's going to be a dictator.
What are you doing? Like,
there's nothing to be done until you know what you're fighting. It's pissing in the wind doesn't help. You just get a wet face.
But I mean, what I'm saying is I have no false expectations that at 78 he's going to all of a sudden turn into another human being. And I'm not going to I spent weeks telling people that he was apocalyptic. I'm not going to change now because it's still the same man.
Not treating every single thing like
I think that's when we lose credibility.
Well, here's the thing. You lose credibility in many different ways. If you don't know what you're talking about and you accuse him of something, then they're going to blow it back. That's why I say we need to wait and see exactly what you're going to do.
It's almost as though, guys, she realized that they lost all their credibility. They lost their credibility by saying he was the next, frankly, Hitler. And it turned out that Americans were okay with whatever he was going to be because, well, they'd had 4 years of him and he hadn't turned out to be back then the next Hitler. So he was actually a proven commodity. And so despite them saying this ad nauseum over and over and over again, Americans voted the other way. And so now she's like, okay, well, let's see what he turns out to be. I do think that some people, some higher ups at ABC News had a little talking to with Whoopi Goldberg because, this is how it should be, right? You should be reporting and reflecting on the news itself, not speculating on what he's going to do, as you did for gosh darn it, what was it, 8 years? It was nauseating. Here they are, just the day after the election. I'll tell you what they're doing right now. They're blaming the guy that may just buy them. They are blaming Elon Musk. They are blaming social media. They are blaming X. That is now their target.
Can we not let Fox News off the hook, please?
I don't understand.
And Newsmax and all the fake news that's been going out there. One of the things that we need to do, and it's not to abolish the Department of Education. As a former teacher, believe me, he's talking about doing that.
Yes.
Kids I brought this up before, I'm going to bring it up again. In Finland, kids in nursery school are learning to discern between fake news and real news.
Yeah.
They should be teaching that in this country.
Yes.
Teach children tolerance, teach them to think critically.
Well, it would help if we could regulate social media, because one of the biggest offenders is D.C. and Congress have not been able to do one thing in regard to the rogue corporations of social media.
It's not going to get any better with Elon Musk now in the administration.
Oh, okay. So there we go. Elon Musk. Elon Musk is somehow the problem in all this. Social media is the problem. The problem is that you're allowed to actually look up information, find information yourself, and you're not allowed to do that. No, not in this day and age. They're going to go after X all they can. They're going to go after free speech as much as they can because they want to control the speech. It's partly why I started 76 Research. As you know, 76research.com. We have a free guide right now. Look at it over the holidays. We're going into Thanksgiving. Maybe you have a little bit of downtime. It's called investinmaga.com. You can also go to 76research.com. Use code word $. I mean, we got Black Friday going on. We need a sale over there too, right? Use code word $. You get the subscription for just $1 a month for the first 2 months. We've got some names in this guide there at Invest in MAGA. We've got some names in the 76 report. A lot of information. There are model portfolios for all of you that are interested in really doubling down here and investing in the good stuff that is to come.